Whoop, whoop. Y'all got a quick look at stats. This will be my Kha'Zix against Kane in the jungle match. He's got a pretty skin, I have a pretty skin. But my Rakan and Xayah also have pretty skins. Ooh, a little sneezy today. Got a stuffed nose, it's early in the morning. Oh yeah. Wow, it's gorgeous. You don't even have to recall for this. Lucky sons of bitches. Greatest love story. I wish Riot would make it so if they were on enemy teams it'd still do the same. So your first clear is gonna be pretty simple. It's just a basic blue buff, ROM. Depending on the day, if you feel it, you can invade. That's alright, but you have to rely on your team for that. Which is great when you can, but you can always rely on them, so I didn't go for the invade here. Trade under tower for you. Not too bad, but could have been better. Level 1 though. I always back off of my camps right as soon as they're getting super low. Up until then I just kind of stay in tank, which isn't as great. Could be better, but it's just one of the ways I play. So I don't start my topside clear by doing my raptors. What I do is I come in and I do my red buff first. And then from there I move to, and I keep my stealth ward for a bit, just so I have that extra vision. Especially now that Kha'Zix doesn't have that added benefit of his there we burned a flash from Kane. Early game, you can, as Kha'Zix, you can dominate almost anyone in their blue side jungle. They can't even try to contest you really. And you can steal their camp, which is even nicer. I'm gonna flash out of there. I wanted to collect that one added kill. I do die out of it, but considering there was a 3-man there, and we get to the pick out of it, it's a 2-for-1 trade, and I'm not gonna complain about those any day of the week. Do slightly regret smiting the Gromp, the enemy Gromp, but at the same time, it helped me a bit. It kept me alive for a bit longer. I just wish I could have used it on the Scuttle Crab to keep me alive in that fight. And I see my Victor is looking kind of low, and I see Bran running up. I'm waiting for Victor to push for me to be able to get essentially a free gank in. We get a free kill there. We burn a flat or ignite for the enemy flash. Great trade for us. And then what I do instead of continuing to invade, I like to go for the secondary scuttle, just because it's one of the big things as jungler, is to collect your scuttles. And then I skip going back and finishing my topside clear to instead get the higher level clear. And I do end up going back to my topside camps. Ooh. Right here you'll see me smite the big wolf, the big Merkmeyer wolf, just to keep my smite charging up a new one and get that much closer to my Hellblade finishing up. You see Victor and Vayne, you see their bot lanes pushed up a lot. But I am across map, so it's a little inconvenient. So I'll roam there, but it won't be immediate. I don't have great first dragon pressure, just because Kayn has a stronger clear. And I know that, so I'm just going to continue clearing my side. I get my evolution, I see Kayn in the top, so I'm going to go try to help my Yi out if I can. And that I have level 6 before him definitely helps me. I see them prepping in for both of them to go in on me. I don't really want that, so I'm just gonna walk away. I'm just gonna leave, there's no point in me staying. I see that Kayn's disappeared, so I know that he's gonna be in his top side jungle, and that gets me a free kill. I see that Vayne's probably heading down. Master Yi had called it out, just by his ping of coming to me. I burned my R just to get that free kill. I don't want her to notice me walk up, and my R isn't exactly great. It's invisibility with a move speed bonus, which is a major benefit, but it is definitely worth a kill. And had she flashed her, I could have used my E to go in and still get her, instead of burning my own flash, which I didn't have. His tear's been basically rendered useless. So right here I have nearly 2,000 gold. Well, over 2,000 gold. So I'm gonna look for... I'm going to look to gank bot, because I see Kayn's there. And I also see a lot of low health champions. I know I can get out of this, but I don't need to pressure something unnecessarily. So I know for sure Kayn doesn't have any of his buffs, apart from red, which is not one of Kayn's bigger buffs. He should chase me here. He chooses not to. Bad call on him, because now I have my R back up. And I see that Dragon was started, and Kha'Zix Q plus Smite is one of the strongest combos in the game in terms of burst damage for jungle camps. And I have more than enough money to get to my Duskblade, which is a meaty great item, and I can buy boots as well. I like to go for Merc Treads just because they don't have an obscene amount of CC, if you will, but they do still have a pretty good amount, with Victor having a stun and a slow, Kayn has a slow, Vayne has a knockback, I guess. Kai'Sa has a slow, and Cho'Gath has his silence and his slow. His silence with slow and his airborne. All my lanes are doing pretty well. It's a great benefit towards me to have a good team. Very lucky of me as well. I see Kayn topside. He's on my E, so I'm gonna go in and collect the kill. If I'm not even gonna push it out too far. I imagine Kayn has gotten my Krugs right there, so I'm just gonna start doing the Rift Herald. Every time that the Rift Herald powers up for his bigger attack, his claws will go up and you'll have a second. I prefer to walk away and just let him spin, and then not walk back and get him and get the bonus damage of hitting his eye. Vayne's back. I see her around. Instead of upgrading your E for more damage as you hop in, what I like to do is I see that I'm losing that fight, so all I have to do is jump in, and I have my buff already, so I'm just going to hop in and deal my damage and hop out. I don't even need to hop in because of the engage he had on me. Victor burns his R on me for no good reason at all. Don't understand why he did that. Searching for a kill where he knew he couldn't get one. So I'm just gonna hop out of that as well. I see Yi needs help, so I'm gonna look at him real quick. I see that my bot lane's pushed up. Even though the Rift Herald didn't survive as long as it could, I'm happy enough just with the fact that we got almost all tower plating, and Brand can now just completely destroy him. What I'm gonna do is Brand should pick up that kill, yeah. I see that Kayn's red is coming up, and I see Kayn himself mid. So what I'm actually going to do is, since I see him engaging on something he shouldn't, I'm just gonna go ahead and run in and get my Brand a free kill. Don't even need to. Don't even need to think or try about it. Now I roam down. I just saw his jungle come up. What I'll do is I'll take this camp, I'll move to his raptors and snatch those up real quick. Get a ward in that bush. Vision score isn't overly great, but at the same time I am in a semi-low elo, so I don't really have to worry too overly much about wards being placed, apart from bot lane. They'll either have a control ward in here or no ward at all. With that, we see we have a ward there. I don't need to push something out that I don't need to. They're gonna both back here. And I caught a flash out. But what I can do, because I'm all sneaky beaky like, is possibly get an extra kill. Take a tower shot, not as smart. Not exactly the big brain play I'm looking for, but don't have to worry a lot. Kha'Zix, you don't have to worry a whole lot about ever losing any camps. So, or dying to him, apart from Raptors very, very early on. Another just absolutely free kill for Bren. Maybe he's doing his own video. So I don't want to stand still. I want to be moving constantly and trying to clear out as many camps as I can. So I'm going back into my jungle, trying to clear out the few camps that I have. These are both going to die. Now I can get my red as Kane's red runs out. I should have checked it earlier, but I'm looking for vision of Kane right now. I'm gonna skip my Krugs. Unless you start bot side of the map, do a bot side clear, I never really worry about my Krugs. Which it isn't great, it's a bad thing for me to do, but I prefer to steal enemy jungle. So I'm sitting here with Bran. We both see the Vayne quite easily. We're just waiting for her to push up. Tank head shot for Yi. He gets the kill. Free for me. Now I see Victor in the mid lane pushing up again, which he shouldn't be doing, and I know I have my R. So if I choose to, he won't be able to see me at all. I messed that up a little. I didn't notice the Kane coming in. It was bad on my part. Gave them a kill and a bounty, which isn't great, but I get a free back, Grace Green back. Gonna buy my pink ward. I know my blue buff is up, and I doubt that Kane's going to run into my jungle, so I'm just gonna pop over there. I'm gonna pop over to my jungle, get my blue buff, and then immediately just run as fast as I can to... Actually, no. I'm just going to run straight to Rift. I see that it has a minute timer before it despawns. And I already have full item plus pick and Serenade once again. So I'm just going to go straight there. And Kane might also be on this. I should have plenty of time to complete this. That's super unfortunate. More than half their team was there. But we do get Rift anyways. We get a triple kill, triple for Brand. So all I have to do is wait for my timer, then I go back to doing my thing. We get a Rift Herald out of it too. 3 for 1 trade, which is good for us. And my team's pretty fed, especially my Brand. Their team is pretty not. So I'm gonna go ahead and evolve my E here so I can get those jumps. Jumpy boy. And then just back to farming. No big plays I have to do right now. As a jungler in general, you should be looking for what you can do both on the macro and the micro. And the second I saw Kane winning lane, I knew that he was probably going to end up being my win condition. And a win condition I didn't even have to worry about. I can solo dragon before anyone other than Cho gets there, so I didn't have to worry too much. I knew I'd be able to one-tap him if I jumped in like I did, which is why I did. You can clear mage minions in the back with just by using your EW combo. In your W, you don't have to use it to heal, you can also use it to poke. So what I'm looking for is this free kill on Victor again. Ooh, I played that very badly. Goofed up right there. I read it on the Victor who's getting healed. He popped his own heal as well as a Kaisa heal being popped. I don't want my team to get upset. I know it was my fault, so I'm just gonna say my bad. So I'm gonna run down. The tower will have killed all the minions by the time I respawn. So I'm just gonna run down to my blue buff, not waste my time. She tanks a tower shot, not so great for her. I don't have to worry too much. Right now, all I have to do is farm, push waves. I'm sure you guys have noticed already, but max out your Q first, just for your damage in jungle, because it's your main ability. As well as secondary, what you should upgrade is not actually your E, but your W, just for the range damage that it gives. Since Kha'Zix is a melee champ, that range damage really helps him, and it also helps with your clear, considering that that damage is Areo's effect. So I see my team, they want to do Baron. That's a really good call. Right here, Brand's going to be massive because each one of his passives going off is going to do at least 1,000 damage. At this point, we're taking all of Kane's farm and his buffs. I see my, yeah, what I'm looking for right here is this pick on either Kane or Victor. If I can get a free pick, I will. Come on, silly Billy. I know for sure they're not going to engage on this. Never mind, I was wrong. I'm goofing up. I'm making some plays that are not so pretty. It's very early in the morning. Probably should have done this later in the day. But off of this, we have our bot lane pushed out. All the minions have the jungle Baron buff. Zaya's gonna. She sees Victor. She knows he's there, or she should. I'm not doing the prettiest. I've fallen behind, which is actually a great example of what you should do in these situations. Is you still look for your gank opportunities, like I have, but you also want to kind of prioritize farming over going in and possibly dying, like I have been. I'm a bit greedy. I'm a greedy Kha'Zix and it's bad. And then the surrender book gets called, and it's GG. And that was not the prettiest, but